This episode is brought to you by Nordstrom. Whether you're packing for a vacation or dressing for a wedding, Nordstrom has head-to-toe looks for wherever summer takes you. From swimwear and bold color to romantic florals and dresses that make an entrance, find the right style for every unforgettable moment. Shop new arrivals from brands you love like Farm Rio, Free People, Vince, Wait, and Stod. Plus free shipping and returns and styling help whenever you need it make it all so easy. Shop now in stores at Nordstrom.com or download the Nordstrom app.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
Hiya, I'm Halle Lamont, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church. Oh, fam, every week we give this mega church a tiny family feel to the best of our ability. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
I am hyper aware because God is my flair, Halle. How are you?
You know what, Gray? I don't think you can say hyper anymore.
What?
No, you can't say hyper because some people have it as a condition. And when, there's something like that, my kids are telling me you're not allowed to mention anything like that. You're not allowed to comment on somebody's body or hair anymore. I'm just trying to be nice to people.
Well,
my kids won't even let me do it.
Halle, I think that is a great place to start this week, which is, aren't you just so tired of what I would call this imaginary language police?
Yep.
Going around and saying, you can't say this, you can't say that. And honestly, it is just so lame and woke, and I'm so tired of it.
Yeah. And I'm a fan of the boys in blue, but honestly, nobody wants to be the police. I have to police my own husband's sexuality, and I've got my hands full with that. So I don't need to police other people. I'm also probably policing my children's sexuality as well. It's exhausting.
Well, I think
do eat donuts. Saw me in half.
Do eat donuts?
I do eat donuts. Dewey Donuts.
Dewey Donuts?
Yeah.
Oh, the new donut place.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you haven't been to Dewey Donuts, I don't know what you're doing. It's the best new entrepreneur here in Broad Ripple. It's awesome.
Well, I think going from donuts right back to hyper is, I think I can say hyper because these Dewey Donuts have been running amok in Climax. I think they put extra sugar in them.
Yeah, they're so
I've got kids now who didn't have ADHD that ate one of those things, and now they do.
What?
Can you say that now? Because I'm telling you, they do.
You can say ADHD, you can't say hyper.
Well, they are.
Although I guess that's the H.
I'm just so concerned because it seems like these companies are putting extra sugar in things just to see what happens. It's akin to a weird science experiment where they give a bunch of rats sugar, and then they give a bunch of other rats cocaine. And they realized that the rats on the sugar actually acted crazier than the ones on cocaine. Have you heard about this?
Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like science, and we'll get into why, but I just found that fascinating that sugar is more powerful than cocaine.
Yowza. You know what? Having raised a bunch of kids, I believe it. And I'm glad you brought up science because it is our annual science fair. And I really enjoy it every year. And it's happening right now. Twin Hillers, if you haven't, been to the science fair, you have another probably 36 hours where you can get on campus and
come up with a project. Everybody gets a table.
It's awesome.
And you get a big piece of cardboard. That's a trifold piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
And you get to come up with a project that shows why science is wrong. And it's so fun. What was the thing that you did last year with your kids? It was, you had the banana grip that explained why evolution was wrong. But what was the other thing in the thing that you did with your daughters? It was the banana. You had other fruits on there, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Well, the banana is proof of intelligent design. The fact that it is shaped in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
It is shaped to be held by a Homo sapien.
Yeah.
And you can go through really anything in nature. But what I had this year is I had a carbon dating system up there, and we would test dinosaur bones, and none of them were over 3,000 or 4,000 years old.
How'd you get the dinosaur bones?
Oh, I mean, you can get those at the gift shop down at the Field Museum in Chicago. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. And so you can run up there, grab those, carbon date them, show everyone how young, even ancient bones are, fossils. And last year I had one that was just basically like a debate tent that was where you could discredit a scientist who is using science. This is the big problem with science, is that scientists are humans who sometimes get a little full of themselves and they want to be bigger and better than God and say, there's no God. I'm only working with like materialism or like what you can, test and prove in the material world. And I'm like, you know what? My God is so much bigger than the material world. I mean, he couldn't fit. You can't even see his face.
I think one of the biggest problems with science, so-called science now, is you've got scientists and you've got scientesses. And,
exactly.
And I'm already going, okay, why are all these ladies going into science? What's going on there? Why aren't we asking more questions about that? What's behind it? What's going on, And I'm just trying to figure out, you've got, okay, scientists, but what's with the scientists? And I think that's what they call themselves.
Yeah, I was live streaming in to the CPAC conference this week. And boy, are they out in mass trying to get women off birth control and having lots of babies young. And I think that could be a tent at our science fair.
And I think people need to remember we're saying Christian scientists are good, not Christian scientists.
The religion Christian scientists?
Right.
Oh, that's
because,
true.
You've got to take aspirin or whatever they say you can't do.
That's that church, right?
Yeah.
Where you don't take your kid to the hospital for stitches.
Right.
They must be loading up on that super glue that people pour into.
What was I supposed to do when I tore my rhomboid last year? And, I was in blinding pain.
How has your rhomboid been? I remember at
one
point it was on the top of my prayer list. I should check in.
Well, my right one should stay on the top of your prayer list. My left one's doing okay. But when I tore my rhomboid, it was, Halle, you know me, I've never said a curse word. And I, almost said some of the worst words that I could possibly imagine because it was blinding pain. And I had to just go home and raw dog it with Excedrin and ice plunge. And when you tear a rhomboid like I tore a rhomboid, oh boy, it was bad.
Is a rhomboid a shape in geometry?
Yeah.
And it's also a muscle in the human body?
Yes, it is.
Where's it located?
So I guess what I'm saying is, Halle, that you really don't need Christian scientists. You just need Christian scientists.
The only scientists I'm interested in listening to are the ones who are Christians. And by that, I mean Christ followers. And by that, I mean that the earth is pretty young. And, my kids tell me all the time, Mom, the Bible isn't a science textbook. And I'm like, I beg to differ. Because you've got the beginning of all creation right there at the beginning of the Bible. That's the epitome of science.
Yeah.
That's like how we even know, every human being at some point in their life gets to some existential crisis where they say, why am I here? How did I get here? And we can just point them straight to the Bible and say, you got here because on the sixth day, after separating light and dark and establishing the land from the water and all of that. That's science.
Right.
That's all the science I need. And then you have all these genealogies through the whole Old Testament. That is an account of we'll call it genetics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Science. It's there. Everything in the Bible. There's so much science. A burning bush. That's science. That's like a Bunsen burner. This is science. It's everywhere in the Bible is science.
I don't need a Bunsen burner. I need a burning bush. You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
No, I'm saying, Halle, I don't need a Bunsen burner. I need a burning bush. You know what I mean?
There's pomegranates in Song of Solomon. That's science.
That's science.
Fruit. Fruit follows the blossom. The blossom follows the bud. The bud follows the winter, all which God created. Everywhere you look, things are proving that creation is science.
I liked
the Bible is an authority on that.
I liked one of the things I saw in the science fair this year, which was, the evolution chart just scraped out, and then someone had done the biblical evolution, and it was just starting with Adam, and it just, it was basically like Adam, Solomon, David, some of the lesser prophets, and then it just it goes all the way, and it just basically goes all the way to Jesus, and it's just the same size man getting a little bit taller as they went. But it was just a bunch of men in the Bible walking, like they do in that stupid evolution thing. But it was like, this is the only kind of evolution I need.
That makes me think of Jesus, that you could make a Jesus figure as those Russian dolls, where you can
cool.
make a smaller and smaller. My daughter's been into woodworking. Maybe I'll tell her to make some of those for me. I'll take some Jesus Russian dolls.
One other thing that happened at the Science Fair this year is that Dr. Crisp had a booth.
I love his booth, and he can cover so many different
He can answer any questions because he is a Christian scientist, and he didn't and he didn't really have a display, but he did give free tooth whitening, which I thought was great.
It was great. I did it twice.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, let me see.
Do it as many times as you want in a day.
Let me see. Oh, you did it?
Yeah, I did it twice.
Oh, really?
On Sunday. It burned. And I don't normally think my teeth, are of a texture consistency that could feel the sensation of burning, but I felt like it was burning my teeth. Then my teeth felt like they didn't have any skin on them after that, like they were open, porous, and painful.
Well, I don't need a burning tooth. I need a burning bush. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
You said this place was steps from the water.
We just haven't found the steps yet.
How much did we save?
Enough.
Enough to get lost?
Or you could book a stay with Hilton.
Welcome to your oceanfront room, just steps from the water.
The Hilton sale is on now. Book on Hilton.com or the Hilton app and save up to 20% to get the stay you expected. When you want savings, not surprises, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
Girl, winter is so last season. And now spring's got you looking at pictures of tank tops with hungry eyes. Your algorithm is feeding you cutoffs. You're thirsty for the sun on your shoulders. That perfect hang on the patio sundress. Those sandals you can wear all day and all night. And you've had enough of shopping from your couch. Done hoping it looks anything like the picture when you tear open that envelope? It's time for a little in-person spring treat. It's time for a trip to Ross. Work your magic.
Well, I'm just kind of saying that as it's kind of a cool catchphrase. You know what I mean?
Jesus also cursed an olive tree and it died immediately. That's science.
That's science. That's science.
I just now, honestly, that we've opened this door in my mind and I can see that everything in the world just points us back to God. Even secular movies point us back to God. They're all telling stories of redemption.
Yeah.
They're just trying to secularize it. But science fair is fun. I feel like it gives kids a chance to get involved. I feel like it gets people out socializing.
Yeah, it's so fun. It gets people having conversations around these ideas that, it's important to have open communication, going back to what we first talked about, which is as soon as you start telling people you can't say that word, then they're gonna get upset. So what we're saying is, hey, let's have an open dialogue here and show you that science is wrong.
Except for godly science.
Right.
Biblical
right.
science.
Well, Christian science.
Christian science that isn't Christian
science. Yeah. How's everything going on? What's going on at home since the last time we...
I don't want to talk about it. My Uncle Chevy is still here. My husband,
Lance's
Lance brother.
Well, I guess he's not really his brother, right? His half-brother.
And he's got honeycomb lung and he's got a lot of needs. And as I told you last week, he oftentimes goes out and gets drunk in the back of the bed of his pickup truck, and where he's storing a lot of the oranges he brought up because he took a circuitous route through Florida before coming up to Indy.
And when you say a Securitas route, do you mean he's working for the Securitas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He is working for Securitas.
So he drives his truck on a route. He drives a truck for a security company that's filled with oranges.
Well, he just happens to pick up oranges whenever he goes through Florida Florida for his Securitas route.
Oh, okay.
And as I told you last week, he goes out there, lies in the bed of his truck, he's sipping on something hideous that grieves the heart of God, and then he starts throwing oranges at passersby.
Why is he still around your place if he's working for Securitas?
It's been a real menace to the neighborhood and to me. He has been crashing with us. That's what my husband Lance Labonte calls it. He just needs a flop joint, Halle. He just needs a place to crash.
Okay.
And it's going on, I don't know, almost 3 months now.
3 months?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a few days.
He was supposed to just come for a few days. That's why you have that in your head. But why can't he's still here?
Why can't he stay with Lance's mom?
I know. Well, she's here too.
She is?
Yeah, because he's here. And she's like, well, if the family's getting together, I want to be there. I don't need her in the house. We don't have room. I'm doing laundry 24/7.
You're doing their laundry?
I have to do everybody's laundry. They're all throwing it in the same bins. And I have to go to Costco constantly. I'm loading up. I can push 2 carts at a time through Costco, just full of pizzas and, bags of shredded cheddar and crackers, which actually I have been trying to cut back on the cheese and crackers because I want my daughters to be, straight women who go for good and upright men. So I am trying to keep them off the cheese and crackers because I know that's a slippery slope towards
definitely.
homosexuality for a gal.
Oh, definitely.
And anyway, my mother-in-law is currently staying. Uncle Chevy is staying. His Chevy is out front as well in our driveway, constantly leaking gas on our driveway. And, all the kids are, all hopped up on sugar from Easter because we always do an Easter egg hunt in our backyard on Easter. It's a family tradition. Lance puts cash and a bunch of plastic eggs all over the yard, and the kids go berserk. I fill their baskets with tons of candy because who doesn't love candy? And if, we have a church reason for candy, I am all for it. And the deals at Walgreens, they practically force you, force your hand
free.
that you have to just take it because it's practically free and you can get everything in 3s and all that. So my kids are all hopped up on sugar. My mother-in-law is staying. Lance is, of course, opening up his heart, having these long, deep, insightful conversations. He and his mom love to talk. And I just watch it with my eyes popping out of my head, marveling at the fact that he can hold conversations like this because he normally doesn't, except with his mom. And so they're in one corner talking each other's heads off all day. Uncle Chevy's in the driveway throwing oranges at people who are just trying to walk their Australian shepherds because those are a dog that, have high activity needs.
I mean, it is incredible. I mean, you did show me a video of when he was back there, and what does he say? Catch that mug when he throws them. He said, and then I guess he was doing that with the eggs on Easter too. Catch that mug.
Yeah.
And
he calls himself Frenchie the Punch-Out Artist. And when he gets hammered, he makes everyone call him Frenchie. Because as you know, my husband, Lance Labonte, is French.
Uncle Frenchie?
No, Uncle Chevy is his name. But he's currently asking everyone when he's intoxicated, he wants to be called Frenchie, the Punch-Out Artist. And he does get real. He starts swinging his fists. He's swinging them, hitting walls, swinging them at the air, shadow boxing. And I'm like, this is chaos.
Well,
it is sending me straight to my prayer closet. I'm hitting my knees and I am petitioning God to really intervene here in my house.
Well, you've been at work a lot more than you usually are. I mean, you've been coming in early and staying late most nights.
Yeah, because this, I know this is where I work, but it doesn't feel like work compared to home.
Right.
So,
well, I'm sorry that Frenchie, aka Uncle Chevy, is there, and I mean, I guess Lance has been home a lot too because of the injury he sustained at
another hawk attack at the parking lot.
Another hawk attack
at the Range Rover dealership that he works at. But
how many hawk attacks has that been now?
Well, we thought he was out of harm's way, frankly, because as you know, he moved from security guard on the parking lot
to sales, and he has been selling cars, and he does so well that he usually goes in on Monday morning and he will make so many sales before lunch. All the other salespeople are looking at each other, wringing their hands, going, "What is going on here?"
Lance will sell more before lunch on a Monday morning than any of them sell in a month. And so he goes home for lunch and never goes back for the rest of the week because he's like, I did it. I sold so many cars. And I'm like, that's awesome. So yeah, he's been home a lot. And, the kids have spring break and, we're going to take them to Busch Gardens.
Oh.
So people are just bouncing off the walls. I ask all of you Twin Hillers out there to put me on the top of your prayer list because these are challenging times. But, I got love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control.
Right. God bless you.
Thank you.
I have also had quite the week, Halle. Obviously,
the rhomboid.
Well, the rhomboid tear obviously has been setting me back a little bit. You can't do if your rhomboid is out, you can't do a lot that you normally do.
Oh no.
And so I haven't been able to write, ride a bike.
Oh no.
Barely can drive.
Oh.
I can't walk. I can't do my taxes.
Oh no.
I can't, do much when it comes to youth work because, the pain is so distracting. I'm worried that I might give bad advice. So I've also had to just chill this week.
What are you doing? Are you having AI do all of it for you?
Oh, I mean, I've tried to get AI to do a lot of it, but AI to me, Halle, is just it's very convenient when you have to write a sermon or something, but when you actually have a body, which AI doesn't, and I put in, hey, I blew out my rhomboid bad, and it's just going, okay, here's what you should do. And I'm going, you think I could do that? You think I could do that with my rhomboid blown out? My rhomboid is blown to smithereens. It's absolutely done. And I mean, I can't bend over. I can't start the Roomba. I can't do anything.
No Roomba because of rhomboid?
I can't even, I tried to pick up an Altoid and I couldn't because my rhomboid.
Oh my heart.
Yeah. So when you have a rhomboid like this, which is completely blown, you have a lot of time to think, to pray, and to just sit with the awesome presence of God and Jesus and Christ specifically. You know what I mean?
That is awesome.
But I am bored, Halle.
Wishing you could be there live for the big game, soaking up the atmosphere of the crowd. But too often, life gets busy, or the price holds you back. Priceline is here to help you make it happen. With millions of deals on flights, hotels, and rental cars, you can go see the game live. Don't just dream about the trip, book it with Priceline. Download the Priceline app or visit Priceline.com. Actual prices may vary. Limited time offer.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
I mean, I'm freaking out because my rhomboid.
Even things that feel like disappointments, he turns to blessings.
He turns everything into a blessing, Halle. But I'm just so done because I'm blown out.
Yeah.
I just got to get back into the gym because that is my second. I call it second church and third church.
Cool.
You know what I mean? When I'm there twice a day usually, and I'm usually at the church at once a day. So sometimes I'm at the gym more times than I'm even in church. So that's tough because that's where I do my best praying.
But you're bringing Jesus along with you. So where you go, you are the church. I love that. Sometimes Steve, in his sort of benediction moment, will tell the room, all the Twin Hillers, he'll say, go and be the church. wherever you are this week. The church is not contained in these walls on this campus. We are the church. And every time Steve commissions you that way, and Christ commissions us that way in the Bible, that means that when you go to CrossFit is a church.
Well, I know that, Halle, but right now, what is it like to show up at church and not do church? And that's tough. If I came to Twin Hills and I wasn't doing church to the maximum of my ability, then is it a church? And if I'm not going out to CrossFit and doing CrossFit to the maximum, is it a church? And so I'm just having a hard time because my rhomboid. And I guess, Halle, at the end of the day, all I can say is now I finally know just a little bit what the suffering of Jesus must have been like when he carried the cross, when he was on the cross, when he got down from the cross, or, when they put him up on the cross, when they pulled him down from the cross, when they poked him in the side, when they, put vinegar on the wounds, when they did all the stuff they did to Jesus. When they
rolled away the stone, they must have blinded him. I mean, if you were in the dark for 3 days and then all of a sudden somebody opened up a door, you would be totally blind.
All of that to me feels like what my rhomboid feels like. All of that. Now I'm going, oh, right. Got it. Maybe Jesus is telling me, I'm just teaching you something right now.
Yeah.
And that is, I am showing you what I went through.
Yeah.
And that is really, really a bummer, but also, I guess, a learning experience.
I believe we can take part in Christ's suffering, and we are connected to him when we're in pain. And
I can't even do my jaw exercises because my rhomboid is. Did you know your rhomboid is connected to your jaw?
Your jaw doesn't seem as sharply cut this week as normal.
I know. I tried to put in my jaw master, and I couldn't even do it.
But I deeply believe that we will never suffer to the point that Christ did. He did ultimate
Halle.
suffering.
I don't know.
Nobody's putting vinegar in your rhomboid.
Right, that's true. But I don't know if even Christ blew out his rhomboid like this.
I wonder. I mean, his rhomboid had been working overtime while he hung there on the cross. I know that.
And some people are saying that because we are doing this one live, that we're saying rhomboid too much. And I tell you right now, and I hate to say this, but you got to wait a minute before you comment like that, because you have no idea how blown this rhomboid is. And if people come at us in the comments with stuff like, you're saying rhomboid too much, stop saying rhomboid, what is a rhomboid? I'm just telling you, you have no idea. What would you say that in church when somebody's preaching about what Jesus went through? You'd be like, what is that? No, you wouldn't. So keep it down.
But even with this horrible rhomboid thing you're going through, and who knows, you might have to get a rhomboid replacement. You might have to have surgery to reconnect your rhomboid or whatever. But I've noticed that even in that level of suffering, you've been here at work more often than you normally are too.
That's right.
Are you avoiding home?
Well, I've had, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned him, but my friend Clay Mason Bannerman. Well, he's not even been around because I'm going, hey, I need some help here because I have got this rhomboid that is absolutely shattered. Guess where he's been?
Where?
Next door, helping Donovan Gio recover from surgery.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I have to put up a hard boundary on hearing about his butt implants because I think it grieves the heart of God to no end. I think it basically sends God back to that day on Good Friday when he knew his son was in agony just because he required blood sacrifice to be able to forgive.
I know.
And the agony that must have put him in as a parent, it destroys me every time I have to punish one of my kids. It absolutely tears my heart out.
Really?
It really does. It's so painful, except when they really are asking for it and have it coming. But I just... I got Donovan Gio on the top of my prayer list because I know that you are being tested in a way. Your faith is being tested. And honestly, if I were you, I would put my foot down and I would say, you know what?
Well, I
Clay?
can't put my
Clay
foot down.
Mason,
I
you know
can't,
what?
literally
CMB?
can't.
Oh, you can't.
Because of my rhomboid, Halle.
Dang it.
And Clay, after I asked him, like the fourth time, hey, can you please move the beef jerky a little bit closer? I can't reach it. He goes, I'm getting a little, and he goes, why? I said, my rhomboid. He goes, I'm getting a little rhombonoid.
No,
And I go,
that's a good one.
No, I was like, that's dumb. That's dumb. And you're being dumb. And to all the people that I keep saying, stop talking about the rhomboid, I literally can't. It hurts so bad. And I wish I could, but it's keeping me from doing my job. So
and
everybody in the chat just can it.
And the rhomboid does connect the jaw and the foot. The whole body is connected.
Well, the
These
whole
mad
body.
scientists who do like the ancient Chinese art of acupressure, they say that your like liver's connected to the sole of your foot or in this one spot or whatever. That is false prophets. That is fictional science. But the rhomboid is the body the way God made it. It is all connected.
Well, I did like somebody in the science sphere to go back to that. It did remind me, someone had the diagram of the body, and then they did that fun song, which was like the head bone's connected to the neck bone, the neck bone's connected to the backbone, the backbone's connected to the tailbone. And hear the words of the Lord. And then they, would quote some scripture.
I thought the whole thing was like one of those songs that never ends. Like I am a C, I am a CH, I am a CH, and then it just keeps going. I thought it was like that, the same, where we just keep connecting bones the whole time.
Oh,
you can go on forever.
I know. I love stuff like that. It just fun songs that help us connect to, the science, the Christian science of our bodies.
Even the human body points us back to a intelligent designer, a creator. The human body is awesome. Except for all the female ones that are, stumbling blocks for good and upright men. But the human body is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is, Halle. And it's definitely amazing when you are absolutely sidelined and realize you don't have the abilities that you normally would.
I'm so
when you
sorry.
have a rhomboid tear like I do.
So sorry.
I mean, I must have just exploded it.
Do you need some of those hot patches?
I've tried everything, Halle. I've literally tried everything.
Literally.
Oh,
well, I hope you haven't tried acupressure because I think.
Well, no, I wouldn't try that.
That's like Buddhist or something. But I'm very proud of you for hanging in there. Your suffering does connect you to Christ. And I just want to send it up real hard to JC, because, last week he was risen indeed. And this week he is still sitting at the right hand of the Father. And even though, I can hardly go home at night unless I show up with another full round of Costco groceries, because it's like locusts descending upon my kitchen island. But I have to thank the Lord for all the blessings in my life, and I hope that you can get some help from Clay Mason Bannerman around your house. Well, I know you're just crashing at his house for the time being while you're looking for a new condo. But I do hope that he remembers that when you took care of him when he was, what was it that didn't he lose his sight?
Clay.
Oh no, he started speaking in a French accent a long time ago, and you took such good care of him.
I know, Halle, but he has had any number of things go wrong. But I will say, my patience has worn thin because he won't help me with my, say it together, rhomboid. All right, folks, that's the episode. Many thanks to our Supercast members for those great suggestions. Hey, Speaking of Supercast, it's a great time to join. There's a free trial, and that is the best way to make sure that Mega keeps going.
If you'd like to listen ad-free, if you would like behind-the-scenes podcasts, and if you would like Discord access and much, much more, go to mega.supercast.com and become a supporter today. That's mega.supercast.com.
And really, it is the way we keep going, so please consider a Supercast membership. A very special thanks to our founding members. That's Bobby and Betty, Nana and T-Pop, Adrian O, Kristen A, and Anonymous. You know who you are. Thanks.
And as always, I'm Holly Laurent playing Halle Labont, and that over there, that's Greg Hess playing Gray Haas.
See you next time.